welcome again to everybody here. Welcome to the Royal Institution and welcome to the finale of the Polymath Festival. The Polymath Festival is a season of events that's happened over the last 6 weeks. And over 25 events have happened, mostly here in the UK and online, but also abroad in the US and the UAE. And there is a particular reason why it's called the Polymath Festival, and of course, you can probably guess why the theme of today's talk is Leonardo da Vinci. Before I tell you a bit more about that, I just want to add to what Dan mentioned about the track that you heard at the start by Leonardo Barilaro. And he is known as the space pianist, and he uses kind of sounds from solar wind and sounds used actually from Earth's orbit within his work, because he is both an artist as well as a scientist. And we felt it apt that he composed something original for the Polymath Festival, which after all is about this very kind of interdisciplinarity that Leonardo da Vinci is the archetype of. So my first question to you, I suppose, it's rather rhetorical, which is, why is it that we are here, assembled? Why did you come from wherever you arrived? It could be from far, it could be from close by, but you came in honor of and to learn more about a particular person from over 500 years ago, whose work may or may not be relevant, but certainly is fascinating. Why is it that we remain fascinated by this individual and his work? You see, I think my thesis, or should I say my understanding, is that there is something missing in today's civilization, in today's society, which causes us to yearn for something greater, yearn for the higher tier of human potential, and to strive towards being better as individuals, but also in doing so, perhaps we can make some novel contributions to society. And God knows we need them now more than ever. Our challenges are becoming ever more complex, sometimes difficult to understand, let alone tackle. And so therefore, we need all the tools, the mental models, the epistemologies that we can possibly think of at our disposal to be able to embark on this very important task. And it's important, of course, because not only are we all members of the human family, but also we are multiple generations looking at future generations to see how we might create a better world. So my contention has always been that in order to do that, we need to have an interdisciplinary understanding, or shall we say an interdisciplinary approach, which of course is not commonplace in the world we currently live. We have a society, an education system, a workplace culture that fosters siloed specialization at the expense of human fulfillment, as well as at the expense of a greater understanding, a more holistic understanding of our world. And I've intuited this for a long time. I'm sure many of you have too. But I decided to really work within this area to help promote more interdisciplinary approaches. And in doing so, of course, I've looked at individuals over history, but also today, that have really tried, have taken this approach, a more holistic, comprehensive, interconnected approach to knowledge in general, within the sciences, across the sciences, beyond into the humanities and arts and so on. And so, in my quest to try to further this approach, we started the Polymath Festival in 2021. And the idea is to build a community of those that either consider themselves polymaths or aspire to become more polymathic. And in doing so, to sort of create a culture and to try and mainstream this whole notion that I've just described. So now, 4 years on, with this Polymath Festival, we have managed now to really assemble some really great thinkers from different cultures, from different generations, all speaking generally about this concept of the polymath, someone who is exceptionally versatile and thus often excels in multiple, seemingly unrelated fields. And then there's the higher order polymath who actually actively tries to make connections between these different fields for novel insight. But actually, more recently, I've come across those polymaths who are in short supply and actually have been, who do something a bit more than that, and who really transcend this kind of this approach that we see at a superficial level, and it just becomes part of their being. And in doing so, they have inadvertently, often inadvertently, made profound contributions to the advancement of human civilization.